All right, here we go. I already got all the rain gear on. Looks like it's going to be a really rainy day, but that doesn't matter. We're going to be doing another challenge today. Today I got the spinnerbait, and we're going to be throwing a chatterbait. These two bad boys will go head to head to see which one will catch more fish today. Just met a subscriber, that was awesome, and he said, I gotta try down there. But he said that's where the tributary feeds in, and they said that's where the bass are right now. It's 9:30 right now. We should be able to get a nice 7-hour day in again. I can hear the wind ripping up there. It's not hitting the lake there very bad right now, but hopefully that's not a thing today. Only time for a little bit of wind though. Bring it on. All right, off we go. This should be good. I mean, all the wind is blowing down to this side of the lake, which is typically a thing. Got the tributary, it's windy. Everything says that this should be a thing. I think we'll go ahead and start with the spinnerbait, since he won the last round against the crankbait. All right, let's, spinnerbait is great because we can chuck right into those lily pads right there. Gosh, I just freaking Hail Mary in there. It's pretty thick. I don't know if that's gonna get through there. It's gonna be windy and rainy as heck today. Should make for a fun challenge. Hopefully I'm able to stay dry and warm. Excited to use the chatterbait today. So many times I've heard that that's one of those big bass lures. And if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm due for a new personal best. It's been a while. That was awesome to catch that 3-pounder last time I was out. Been a while since I caught a fish that big. Some pretty big waves for this little lake. All right, that's about 20 minutes throwing the spinnerbait. Nothing yet. That was just a difficult spot to fish. Not these waves and wind are hitting me so hard. Here's the chatterbait we're throwing. Chatterbait is not quite as weedless. Can't go chucking into these lily pads, but I should do a little better right off the edge of these lily pads here. All right. Let's go ahead and let's go make our way on to a different spot. Honestly, a nice little pedal might get me warmed up. It is chilly. You can tell that this is already a nice calm spot. This could be the business. All right, I think we gave the spinnerbait a nice shot right there. Let's go ahead and switch it back up. Let's chatterbait in this spot. I always feel like this is going to be a spot. Once again though, these are two good power fishing lures, so we'll just keep making our way along the side of the lake here. I'm not the greatest at fishing a chatterbait. We've only ever caught one fish on one, and that was last year. I think that might have been like my 3rd or 4th trip out fishing. I was using a white chatterbait with no trailer, and I caught maybe a 1-pound bass on it. That was pretty neat. I got some cold hands, I'll tell you. It's chilly. All right, I think it's probably time to switch over to the spinnerbait. All right, fishing for an hour and a half. Nothing yet on either of these puppies. My hands are cold though. This is annoying right now, but probably gonna become a problem. Trying kind of a method of letting that sink lift it so it chatters. Slowly reel it in, let it sink again, lift it so it chatters. Give it really those good chances to sink. And on those drops that I'm doing, those are always a good chance for a bite in certain situations. Also can maybe help me make sure I'm sticking to the bottom a little bit better. This has so far been the most difficult day of fishing that I think I've ever gone out for. Just for how cold my hands are, how windy and rainy and wet it is. Ooh, it's tough. It's real tough. This is not easy fishing. All right, through the chatter for a few dozen times, back to the spinnerbait. Oh, it's getting hard to cast. My hands are so cold. If I get too cold, I can go back to the car. I can make some coffee. Got the jet boil. I can make myself some food. I got some hot food I could heat up. Some nice noodle dishes or something. Which honestly, maybe I should do that right now. Should I do that now? I'm gonna do that now. I think I am borderline too cold right now. Ooh, those puppies are freezing. Though I have rain gear on, this stuff ain't gonna keep me dry all day. There's no way. It'll start to leach through after a while. Get some ramen going, we'll get some coffee going here. Brr! Chilly out there. Looks like a pretty good time, if you can see that. Definitely gotta look into some gloves. Gloves would be nice. I feel like you have to get fingerless gloves, right? I mean, as nice as it would be to have your fingers covered up, but I just don't think that'd be the way to do it. Well, the hands aren't all red and pink anymore, so that's good. The rain is starting back up out there again. Well, do I just head back out there? I don't think I want to wait around for the weather to do anything. I think it's just warm up and get back out there. That's my best guess on what to do. Off we go, back into the rain. There's two big upgrades that it is time for. Gloves and some better shoes. My socks there are wet, which is fine. I mean, like 1% of me is like, 5% of me is kind of wet right now. I'm still feeling optimistic. We're going to do it. We're going to catch some fish today. I am certain of it. Just gotta find out where they're hiding. I don't think I'm giving this guy its fair shot. So let's... What is the best trailer that I could put on my chatterbait right now? A paddle tail swim bait, okay. Fluke style trailer, okay. Creature bait. I have a creature bait style one. So let's go ahead and let's see what we got back here. What about this guy? A flake? What do you think about that? Yeah? Give it a shot. But I mean, look at this thing. This thing is, that thing's banged up. That looks good. What do you think? That, I have a good feeling. That feels good. That's a much heavier lure too. Let's see what it feels like. Ooh, that is so much better. Okay. Well, we got the wind back. That sucks. Oh, absolutely brutal. The rain comes, soaks you down to the bone, and then the wind comes and freezes everything. I think we're due for a fish though, so I can be excited about that. No way. I knew it. I knew I was due for a fish. Alright, bud, hold up, hold up, hold up. My hands are cold, so be nice. Alright, we got one. Terrible. My hands are cold, bud, be nice. Be nice. Alright, we're looking at 12.5 inches. 12.5 inches on the spinnerbait. Good job, bud. Thank you for being nice. Yay, we caught a fish. Earlier I said I was about 5% wet. I think I'm like 25, 30% wet now. 80% cold. That's 1 on the scoreboard for the spinnerbait and 0 on the scoreboard for the chatterbait still. Honestly, probably gonna make my way back to the car to warm up one more time. Fortunately, we're just getting a little too wet. Brr, 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 brr. I want to catch a bigger fish. Alright, I just took off the wet t-shirt, swapped it out for a dry sweatshirt. I should be able to add some bonus time out on the lake. I think we were getting pretty close to needing to call it here, but... Alright. Back out we go. I think we got a few more hours we can put in before we're gonna call it a day. But we're gonna go ahead and try down on the end here. The wind's been blowing down this direction all day, and that's supposed to mean something. Plus, that guy this morning said this is the spot. Oh, yuck. All right, let's get another fish, shall we? We're gonna start with the spinnerbait again. We are most definitely going to make some upgrades on our winter wear soon. We're just barely getting by today. Oh my god. Breaking that one. He's a double guy. I don't think you're big enough to score. Happy to catch you, but I'm gonna put you on my... Well, you might actually be big enough to score. He's a double guy, but you might be just long enough. 12.25. We're gonna call him 12. Alright, bud. There it is. Alright, that puts us at about 24 inches. Let's do that again. Oh, this is such a difficult spot to fish. Just being shoved into these lily pads the whole time. We got another one. I don't know how big it is. I think we're net worthy. Yeah, we're net worthy for sure. Oh my god, we got a big fish. Dude, thank you. if you're watching this video, thank you. Oh, I literally would not have come down here if you wouldn't have said something. And I just caught a huge fish. Thanks to you. Yep. 17 inches. 2.73. Dude, thanks. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. That was big. 24, 30, 41. Yeah, 41 inches. Jeez. That was a big fish. I don't think there's any fish over here. I was debating going home earlier. I was like, you know what? I've been fishing for five hours, haven't caught anything. It's freezing. I'm soaked. Never give up. You never know when that next cast is gonna be the one. So one of the main reasons these bass should be down here is, as I mentioned earlier, this is a tributary. The lake gets fed most of its water, I think, from this area. So a lot of like shad and whatnot like to be up here. They kind of go up into their spawning areas up here. And then we also had the wind blowing this way all day. And I think that kind of gets the bass to post up in these lily pads and wait for something to swim by, aka a big old spinnerbait. There's a lot of area I can cover here too. Damn. Crazy. All right, let's get ourselves backed up a little bit here. We're a solid fish here. Scoreable fish, at least. All right, 14 and a quarter. Oh man, too good. I was at 58 inches last time, so we just catch one more fish. That's it. I'm gonna be due to throw this chatterbait pretty hard for a bit to even this up. But did it. Caught a limit. He's gonna do it for me. 13 inches. Sweet. I definitely gotta switch over to the chatterbait. All right, chatterbait, I'm gonna give you your time to shine here. This seems like this spot is doing it, so don't let me down. It'll help us get some bigger fish on the board. First fish on a chatterbait in forever. I think he's a slight coal. Let's see what you got, bud. 13 and a half. It is a coal. There, bud. Thank you. Now I can go in here and get rid of this, change it to 13 and 2.5. I'm looking to beat my personal best right now. 72 inches, I think it was, or 73. I will double check. It is one of my older videos. All right, We have fished the chatterbait up pretty good just now. Let's see, let's pop back over to the spinnerbait. Let's see if we can catch a giant. We just need one more giant. Honestly, she's so small, I'm not even gonna wait that for you. You know, I say that, but then you actually look like a pretty decent fish. "13 inches. 13 inches. Sweet. It might hold. It might. Not a huge fish, but you might be big enough to do something. Close your mouth. 13 incher. Another fish on the spinnerbait. Alright, it is time to head home. We're gonna do a few more casts with the chatterbait just to see if he can get another fish on the board. I did just fish the spinnerbait for a bit, so we'll even it back up on my way back. Whew. All right, we did it. My hands are freezing again. It's getting cold. I'm gonna go ahead and call that a day. Caught a total of 8 fish, which is crazy. It was one of the best days of fishing I've ever had. Caught a total of 69¼ inches. Second best day of fishing lengthwise I've ever had for my total bag. Got a total of 7 fish on the spinnerbait, caught 1 on the chatterbait. Spinnerbait once again kicked butt. That lure is so good right now. If you're not using it and you're having trouble catching bass, I would recommend using a spinnerbait. But with that, I thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next time.